So Funky's hit 20,000 subs and 2 million page views. And I think that's pretty damn impressive. So way to go, Funky. I think that part of that is, even when you're not happy about something, you've got a smile on about it. And I think that's really classy. Like, I've never seen you really diss someone or really be cruel. You know, I like clicking on one of your videos and knowing that you're going to be smiling and happy about something. Or even if you're not happy about something, you're kind of laughing about it. And that's so refreshing these days, man. You know, you turn on the TV or Fox News or whatever, and there's someone just so much negativity, you know. You're like a respite from that. So for the rest of you, Funky wants to see a knife that you're sentimental about. So I figured I would just sort of give you a little rundown of my knife. Not my history, but what I've got. My first serious knife was a Bear Grylls Ultimate, which I no longer have. Because right off the top, I'll say I'm not a collector. If a tool I have is not getting used for something, it doesn't have to be getting used every day, but if I'm never ever using it, it's out the door. It's out the door. And when I got the knife that is the star of this video, it made the Bear Grylls completely surplus to my needs. So I did a giveaway on Bushcraft USA, I think it was. And that's because when I bought the Bear Grylls and this, I mentioned in an earlier video that I ended up with the Bear Grylls and this at the same time because I accidentally ordered two. I don't remember how that happened, but when one of them showed up, I was like, I get the feeling Amazon's one-click shopping might have to do with this. But anyways, when I got these two, I wasn't quite sure what I needed in a knife yet. I was just I had just decided that I was going to get into the bushcraft thing instead of like the sort of the car camping that I'd been doing up until then. As I became more knowledgeable about what I needed, these just ain't it. The Bear Grylls was better because it was the fine edge. This one's got a serrated edge right where I don't want it for carving. But anyway, this one stays here because when I'm out in the garage working with wood or whatever, I have it on here and I'm just working with it, like crack open a can or like whatever you might need a knife or a pry bar or something for in your workshop. So this one stays even though the Bear Grylls didn't. This is a Jeff White Mini Nesmik. Last time I checked, if I remember correctly, he doesn't sell outside the US, so he's not relevant here. But on Bushcraft USA, someone whose name escapes me right now had bought a bunch of these and was making sheaths for them, and he did ship outside the US. And this was a dead affordable, it was like $55 US for both. A dead affordable way to investigate the Nesmik shape, because I thought it was a really weird look. Now that I've got even just this mini one, I get it. I get it. I think it would be great for skinning. I was really skunked at deer camp this year. I didn't get anything, so I couldn't test it for that. But I do use it as like a food prep knife, like in my bushcraft stuff. And I find that this, I don't know if everyone's going to agree with me, but like maybe it's because of the context, but I look at a woodlore and I think that is a British design. I look at this and this could only have been a North American design. Again, maybe it's all context because this is a North American design, but this said like American frontier or Canadian frontier, or, you know, in the frontier days, the border didn't really mean anything. So, you know, but anyways, I really like it. I've gotten to the point where I can sharpen it up well because this was also my first convex, and I sort of took a chance, and I like convex a lot more than I thought I would. Scandi grind, my first Mora. I did a video on this and the other Mora I got at the same time. The one where I'm making char cloth, or well, I'm cutting up jeans to become char cloth. Haven't used it yet, but I figured I needed to know what the Mora thing was all about, so I got that. Here's the one, Jed Campbell from Australia. When I got it, this was the only one that had come to Canada. I don't know if that's still true or not. my first real bushcraft knife, and as we stand now, my only bushcraft knife. Also, my first time doing paracord. It's a helix. You can't really see it here, especially because it's gotten all grungy from use. It's like a helix. My first time wet forming a sheath. I did that on video. Beat to hell. Very solid. Very solid. 01 tool steel. I think it's a 3mm. I'm not sure. I know it's a 4-inch blade. I'm using the inches for, you know, old folk and Americans. Desert iron wooden scales. In hindsight, I would have preferred yellow liners. There's black on there, but hey, it's done, right? Long-time viewers of my channel will definitely remember this knife because I did a video about it when I first got it. There will be an actual review coming, though. I like to beat the crap out of them before doing that. And you know what? I have beaten this knife to hell and back, and it has stood up. Jed Campbell out in Australia, I think he still does not have a website, but I'm going to put his name in the show notes so you can Google him, because this knife was under 200 Canadian. It's a bare bones knife, right? There's, you know, you don't get mosaic pins, you don't get a tapered tang. It's you know, it's not a Jacklore. But for the price, it's solid. You know, it's a working man's knife. Another thing about this knife is, because of this knife, if I could afford a Jacklore, I'd buy it tomorrow. Because this was like my first hint at what a great bushcraft knife can be. And the shape is perfect. All my complaints about the LMF2 and about the Bear Grylls, none of them count for this. For my style, I'm more of a bushcrafter than a survivalist or than a prepper. So for what I'm doing in the forest, this is perfect. And so I'm going to pass this one down to my daughter if I can get her interested enough in the forest. So there's that. But I do have two other things to show you because, Funky, I'll admit I'm more of an axe guy than a knife guy, much as I love that. This was my first good axe. Long-time viewers again, you've seen it in a million videos. It's sharp as hell. Didn't come sharp as hell. Wetterlings are good, but it wasn't a Gransfors, okay? It didn't come sharp as hell. But I got it really sharp. The grind's a little off-center, but I carved all my first spoons with it. I took it to the forest and I abused it. It's been wet, it's been frozen, it's been used on hardwoods, softwoods, greenwoods, not so green. And it just keeps on ticking. I love this axe. This axe I want to be buried with. I have a bunch of axes, but you know, that's the one. And I just wanted to show you this because Funky just got one of these. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And it's not just because it's a Ray Mears like tool, right? Because this is what he uses the most. It's not just because of that. It's not just because you've actually, part of it is because for me, I saw it everywhere. Like so many bushcraft videos, this axe was at the center of. And my philosophy about any tool, whether it's the camera I'm using or this axe, if I see enough other people using it, I'll buy it, because then I know that no matter what kind of problem I may have, at least two people have had that problem and one of them solved it. So you're going to love this axe. This one's got a bunch of heartwood in it, but at this length of helve, it doesn't matter. If it was like a full-sized chopper, then I would have probably sent it back for a new handle, but it's fine. And I love the two-tone look. And this axe has also done me really well. So there it is. That was just because you got one. I just wanted to say welcome to the Small Forest Axe Club. These are my two go-to woods tools. This one's becoming that, but I haven't had it for as long, so I don't know it instinctively the way I know this little guy. But this is definitely more capable. But anyways, there we go. That's the knife. That's the knife right there. This is just for honesty's sake. I'm more of an axe guy. The rest of these knives, I may not have long term. I don't know. I don't feel about any of them the way I do about this one. So That's all she wrote. Again, congrats on 20,000 and 2 million. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.